Yeah. Hello and welcome to the finale of the men's singles and the last game of the 2022 Henselite Victorian Open. We have an absolute cracker. I'm back on the mic. Tony's here with me. It's the A team. We're ready to go for this one, Tone. How are we seeing this?
Well, I don't know about the A team. I think we've already incorrect from the first second, not knowing who to talk. Called ourselves the A team. Players have already completed their roll-up. We are slap bang into it here. This is 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 in the men's singles final, representing Deer Park. And he's up against Tim Cromie from the 𝘗𝘗𝘰𝘵 Bowls Club.
But plays at Deer Park.
He does.
On a weekend pennant. Permits down there, so...
Teammates one day, opponents the next.
Yeah, they'll be back on Sunday for the game with Bundy. So... This green really speeding up here at Shep Park. Mark Ryan, I just had a chat to, who's just come off and won the men's triples finals. You would have saw about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago. He said to me, reckons he gets, he reckons the speed's got up to about 17 or 18 seconds. And both the players saying to me here that the backhand where they're playing now is absolutely booming. There's a bit of breeze coming across, not a heap, just a tad, just enough to make you feel a bit cool. Or cool you down in this.
It's probably not a bad breeze in all.
It's a good breeze.
Intents and purposes, about 24, 25 degrees now. It's 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 puts in the shot bowl. He'll be the blue paddles by our expert marker, John Roberts.
Playing with the Optimus, Aero Optimus J, and then Timmy here with his white Henselite Dreamline XGs.
Paddles for Tim will be white in colour, so white to match the bowls, and 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵's bowls have a blue and white, so he'll be the blue paddle. Look to see a pretty high standard affair here. 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 got over his semi-final 21-20 against Brent Reiner.
Yeah, that was a real good game. Brent Reiner extremely deflated after. He said he was just happy to get to 10 against Jay, who's in some superb form. Ended up doubling what he wanted to get to, but checking out 21-20 in any level of game, semi-final, final, first round is disappointing.
Well, at the end of the day, to this point, he's got closer than anyone else. 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵, of course, the reigning Vic Open singles title holder.
It's a very good effort from Tim. He's going to hope he's grabbed second shot.
He's cut one out, yes. Can 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 add one more back in?
He comfortably adds one in there.
He can.
You just see how far that bowl's running there. It's definitely very quick green. Couple to him to kick us off. It's funny, I was just talking to Jay inside then, Tony. He's got eerily similar success to his 2019 Victorian Open campaign. He won the men's singles then. He's in the final now. He, I'm trying to get this the right way around. I think he came semi-finals in the triples in 2019 and last 16 in the mixed pairs. This time he went semi-final in the mixed pairs and last 16 in the men's triples. So
yeah,
just got to find a decent pairs partner as Vinny McElwain's not cutting the mustard.
Vinny's probably nearly driven off the road now. He's on his way back to Traralgon, probably listening. It was Jimmy that said that, Vinny. I would never say that.
And Tim Cromie, we're probably used to watching his sons more in finals of games, but he is a heck of a bowler in his own right. It's I was having a good chat with our colleague and good mate of ours, Joshy Thornton, this morning. I sort of tipped Jay and Pidge to make it all this way. But Tim rolled Brad Orr in that last game. JT did say to me earlier, don't sleep on the winner of Tim Cromie and Clayton Holcomb from that first game. So, as he is, he's normally pretty correct. It's a great effort from Tim.
Yeah, it would have been perfect weight. Just collected 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 as well.
Sorry, Vinny. I didn't think you'd be listening, mate.
You got to watch him, Vinny. He just sticks the knives in wherever he is. Oh, Chris Ward now sticking a knife in, saying, but how true.
Or Vinny.
Yeah. All right, 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 with another peach.
You can just see the finish on these bowls. This is,
Yeah.
I mean, I watch streams from Queensland, New South Wales, and you can see greens this quick, but not often in Victoria do you see 17, 18 seconds.
A credit to Shane, the greenkeeper here. He's done a terrific job. It is starting to dry out a little, so we'll need a little bit of water overnight.
Oh, Timmy. Oh, another great effort by him.
And for second shot.
I'd like to go on record and say if it was me playing in this final on a 17-second green, I'd be absolutely nowhere near it.
Yeah, you don't do pace at all, do you, on a green?
Far too quick for me. So if I'm calling a shot, it's what they should be playing, but I wouldn't in no means saying I could play it.
I remember playing Australian Open one year at Helensvale, and it was at least 20 seconds. And good players, and I happened to be fortunate enough to playing in a rink with Craig Donaldson, he was skipping our rink, but he's probably one of the best leaders in the country, and he was struggling to keep it on the rink. Like, it was just that fast.
It feels like downhill every time you send the ball. But these guys are exceptional players. Timmy's a very good singles player. I feel like he's narrow and short with that one though.
Yeah, there's two different hands here, Jimmy. Heading back towards the clubhouse now. The right-hander's forehand will swing and swoop like there's no tomorrow. The right-hander's backhand far more tame. Inside the first line is generally the line to have. It's Julie Dosser puts in a comment. Good afternoon, Julie. Hope you're well. Julie, of course, the general manager down at Warrnambool City Memorial Bowls Club.
Yeah, her ears must be burning when we were talking about her with Tina from Benalla this morning.
Yep, club champion down there and a few other things, and region representatives, champion of state pennant. She's done most things.
Jay testing out this forehand again.
Yep. John O'Donnell, this is the second end. So Joe Bye-Norris picked up a 2 on the first end, but we are just starting the men's singles final here at the Henselite Victorian Open. Joe Bye holding 1. Tim Cromie still with 1 bowl to come.
It's a tough shot for Tim. He's got to try and get to the outside edge of Jay's one on the right screen as we look at it. He's not going to, or if he's slightly tight, he'll roll his own over, but not doing it with that bowl. Just trying to pick out where his young son Kobe is watching from. He's got to be around somewhere.
Yeah, he's about 5 metres to your right.
Yeah, there he is.
Down there with Peter. So 1 more to Joe Bye-Norris. 3 shots to zip. Early days, a race to 21 here. Yeah, Jimmy, I'll give you a bit of time to think about it, but your highlight for the Vic Open so far. And as you start to think about that, I'll just give a quick reminder to everybody to get your entries in for the Vic Open 2023. We'll come around pretty fast. It's in March 2023 as we move locations down to Gippsland, headquartered at 𝘚𝘩𝘮𝘦𝘥𝘪𝘵 and Morwell Bowls Clubs.
I've worked out my highlight already.
Go for it.
It was definitely singing karaoke with Matty O on Friday night last week. If you haven't seen the video, I'm sure it'll be floating around somewhere. No, I'm
give you a little warning. Turn the volume down.
That's no good.
No. Lovely opener by Joe Bye-Norris. His weight control is superb.
A. Jackson. Nicole Shortis's pairs partner was Callan
Inderberg, yeah, Cal as he goes by.
No, I think my highlight, and I mentioned it in a presentation last night after the women's pairs. For me, bowls I've been a part of bowls since I'm since I was born, but I've been playing since I was about 5 or 6 years old, and I always associate bowls with family. I've grown up playing it with my own family. I feel like bowls is one big family. So seeing it, I think it was a women's pair semi-final yesterday. Cheryl and Alana winning through to the final, and them embracing and in a bit of tears after the game. That just sort of highlighted to me how important bowls is, and it can keep generations of families playing with one another. There's not many other sports you can do that, so I teared up over that when they were talking about that again last night.
We also saw Harry Coleman and Suzanne Coleman go pretty deep in the mixed pairs, which is 12-year-old Harry and mother Suzanne, so it certainly is the sport where that can be done.
Oh, the pretty boys are...
Good call, Seb.
Getting stuck in. Oh, fair effort from Tim. Better reply. Jay's asking this one to slow down.
Just hanging a touch. enough for third shot. Nice no-fuss delivery from Tim Cromie. Lovely technique.
You look at his two boys, Tyson and 𝘗𝘩𝘰. They've got fantastic deliveries.
Both left-handers. Tim a right-hander. So
Tim is close here. Can he get all of that jack? Yes, he
gets
can.
The jack
Superb.
out to his waiting bowl. That's 2.
That's a top bowl by him. Get some applause from the crowd. You sort of consider Tim local, wouldn't you? He's from Benalla.
From Benalla, not too far away. Plays for 𝘗𝘩𝘤𝘪𝘵, and as Jimmy said, on a permit for Deer Park. No doubt they'd get a fair few kilometres up in the car each year.
As Jay replied here, he's not far
That's a very
away.
good effort.
Might have cut one back. See what Johnny Roberts indicates. He's sort of gestured for the one paddle in his hand, so I think he has, Jay. Yes, that's all. Timmy, can he hurry this? Ripping effort by
Line
him.
was there.
A lot of pulled up though. I feel like he's just found his one of these two.
There's 2.
He just sort of found his groove a bit then, Tim, on that end. He had 3 more consistent bowls in a grouping together rather than a bit sporadic as he had been the first 2 ends. He'd been short on a couple, so he's just sort of found the pace of this green.
So 2 to Tim Cromie. Both players now on the board. Still a slight lead to Bye-Norris, 3 shots to 2.
Yeah, so Sarah agreed with me, and it's weird. I've been running this event and I haven't watched much bowls at all. He's just busy doing numbers and moving stuff around in the office, but I didn't realise it had come after Alana had played a bomb as well, so it's even...
Yeah, she played an absolute cracker. Brought the house down over there. The end of this green.
Yeah, agree with you, Nelson. Timmy's... I think when his 2 sons are as good as they are, you can almost forget about the old man, but he's a superb player in his own right. Very, very handy front-end player in Premier League, and that obviously translates into singles play for him.
Yep. Representative in the countryside, in City v Country.
Yeah, he's won heaps of region titles, skipped his region side. So he'll push Bye-Norris the whole way here. He's obviously one of the biggest talents in Victorian bowls, so it's going to be an almighty tussle, this one. Jay playing a bit more positive at this, I think. Trying to get through his own or get onto one of Tim's. What result can he get? Gets the absolute result, Tone. It's sit and stay. It was a very high percentage shot for Jay. He could flick off his own onto one of Tim's and reduce it. He gets that exact shot like he did there. So, incredible ability by him just to read that percentage real quickly and just play the shot.
Yeah, Chris Jones saying the Colemans against Bendigo East, the Cullen rink, was an absolute cracker of a finish.
Yeah, you're right, now. Your old man is exactly the same, except his sons are... Well, you're all good bowlers, the 3 of you.
Your bowl? No, the last bowl. Is that past Jack High?
One's a very good commentator too.
Right, thank you.
So Johnny Roberts, probably the top, or if not the top 2 officials we have in the state.
Yep.
Marking this one.
Yeah, that second shot.
The singles, your blue ribbon events
Half a bowl.
in any big event like this, and we saw the women's singles earlier, and someone from SA come and robbed us of one of our titles.
Yeah, she's a good egg though, Kath Greenslade. So it was good to see a strong South Australian contingent over here. And Brad Jenner, I'm very happy if you keep ripping into Jimmy for this whole stream, because you are spot on.
The A team, mate. Just roll me out for the big games. I don't do this sectional stuff. Interesting from Tim here, because he's got the next 3 shots after that bowl in the head, but he's got nothing really behind. So he's going to do a very sensible thing and come down and have a look.
Obviously sees it's a possibility, but wants to know what the chances are. And, of course, just in case he's a bit off left or right, what happens then?
It's kind of very low percentage for him as well. He might look like an obvious shot. Oh, I just removed Jay's ball from the head, but it comes with a lot of risk.
It does. Jay's got the best back. So Darren Carpenter asking what bowls does Tim use? They're a Henselite XG. He does have a very nice delivery. And Dylan's saying Tim is Mr. Consistent. So we've seen that through his singles match, a quarter-final win this morning against Clayton Holcomb, and then got over the top of Brad Orr in the semi-final.
Right, what's he done here? Swinging, it does swoop on that hand a lot.
Yeah, no change. What does J-Boy do, Jimmy? Can he fashion an extra shot out of here?
He can. He can just draw it dead clean inside. Tim's short one in front of the jack and next to his own. There's not a stack of danger for him unless he gets his weight completely wrong, which he doesn't tend to do, Jay. So you'll be looking just at a nice draw. And even early in a game, like this is what, the 4th end, sometimes even if you do miss and you miss wide or you miss narrow, as long as you've found your weight, it just helps you settle into your rhythm and try and see you push on in the game and get some shots.
Yep. Well, narrow's the only real danger, but he'd have to absolutely halve the ball back in. So
he's gone particularly wide, and I think he's probably more there just going, I'll take the one. Yep. I just want to sort of see what this green is actually doing. I mean, that ball's gone back from absolutely nowhere.
Jay gives that slight grin.
Looking at us as well.
You noticed that one turned in at right angles near the end. So
he's playing with Optimus. It's not like he's playing with spaces or grooves or something like that. Is it grooves or quantums? The real wild one's quantums. So, yeah, it's come back from nowhere.
Yeah, it was well played. So Jack in about a foot.
It's one of them.
Sorry, Matt in from about a foot from the tee.
You're never going to please anyone. Like, people always say they want to play on quicker greens and grass greens over synthetic and all that sort of stuff, and you can have that argument all day long. But it's here right now. It's a choice of an absolutely cracking surface, about 17-ish seconds wide grass, or you go inside and you probably go back towards that 14 mark and it slightly narrows up. Both are completely different games. Whichever one we play them on, someone's going to disagree.
Yeah.
You just got to play to your surfaces, and that's why you can never complete lawn bowls, because every single time you turn up and almost every time you send a bowl, the circumstances are slightly different.
Yeah, I don't think we've had too many disagreements with playing out here on the grass, though. I think everyone's been pretty happy as we see Jay Boy.
He's not going to disagree. He's not going to look over. It's a sensational ball. No, I think the majority prefer to be out on the grass and playing this type of surface and speed of green.
Yeah, Brent Reiner saying that is the big drawing side, spot on.
Tim Cromie, cracking reply, grabs the shot probably as well. Looks like it from the camera angles. Jay's just asking Johnny Roberts, so we'll get an indication.
Ooh. So Jay's still holding.
Yeah, right. Viewers from Scotland. Obviously, no Scotland to watch in the World Cup, so they're watching the bowls.
John Hambley saying, please sort out your picture. I'm not sure what that's about. Picture's coming through perfectly.
And the third best commentator for the week, Chris Buzz, jumping on.
You just offended about 18 commentators that we've cycled through this week.
I didn't say he was 1 and 2, though. I think we know he's 1, but 2's up for debate.
Big shout out to everyone we have had help out, whether it's been Sophie Kurzman, Ange Hackett, Tris Doolan, Gussie McIsaac, Brian Mansbridge. Buzz did get in for a couple of games. It's been very good to have a bit of variety. We had Steve Glasson come in. That was probably my highlight of the week.
I don't think he turned up just to say hello, and as I was still shaking his hand, I was dragging him towards commentary.
It's good to see the great man.
Right. Jay just going to go under, I think, here. Great effort, though. You can see exactly what he's trying.
Yep.
Jack to make 3. His level of ability, missing just by that. Say this like a good darts game. Gives you your guide, and you'll slightly adjust on your next. Tim will want to try and take that away, though. He'll look to come and do it first, or do exactly this, go under and sit where Jays are and count. Possibly falls in.
Yes, pretty saying Will Mays was on commentary. He was too.
I forgot about him. He was that unmemorable. I'm
very
joking.
good.
No, he did a
Will
great
got
job.
very good feedback on him.
He pestered us enough and hung around the booth enough that he got in. Jay goes with some pace here.
Yeah,
Looking to get these
cheeky
2
man.
bowls of Tim's out at the same time. There goes 1, there goes 2. You would imagine he's now holding shot. Johnny Roberts doesn't think that Tim's beats Jay's, judging by what he signalled last time, but Tim's having a good look, doing the old finger measure.
Yep. Some good compliments for the event, Jimmy. So well done as the events and competitions manager for Bowls Victoria. Should be very proud.
Yeah, I can't do it without the team that we have.
That's not what you said yesterday. You said it was all you.
No, that's what I'll be saying tonight once we've got back to the pub and and then my arrogant hat comes on. No, it's been a massive team effort. We've been a bit understaffed here this week, but you've done a big shift, Tone, as is Mel, our marketing manager, our commercial manager, Andrew, has done a good job, and back in the office as well, Amanda, Robin, of course, Matty O, who has been the round peg in square holes this week. He's sort of just done everything. He's
Mr. Fix-It.
yeah, he's been marking, he's been live scoring, commentating. So, terrific effort.
Favouring this is 2 to J by Jimmy.
Yeah, I think so. Tim's going to get the measure out anyway, though. And of course, Brad, the live streaming. He's done hours and hours of it.
Penny Thomas says awesome event.
And Barb. I'm going to forget old Barb. She's been amazing. She's done a terrific job in the past of making this event what it is. She hounds people to enter multiple events, puts teams together left, right and centre, has bits of paper coming out of her ears, and has made this event.
Braden Ellis
Shaped it
chimed in with a good comment saying all the greenkeepers at the clubs deserve a round of applause. They've done a great job.
Yeah, we had a function this morning for all the host clubs just as a thank you, and present a certificate to them and have a bit of morning tea with them, and then come and watch the women's singles final this morning. So yeah, they all did a great job. The sun starts peering out from the clouds here, so the green will just bake a little bit more. Jay's a few feet through with his opener. I haven't seen my screen now.
Yeah, it gets very difficult in the bright sunshine to see what we're doing. So if I put the wrong score in, my apologies. Is correct so far, I can confirm. 6-2 to J Bye-Norris.
See, you think that, like, I'm looking at that ball there going 6 feet out, that's right on it, but it's even gone through 2 feet behind. It's just, I haven't seen this speed of green for a while. And it really forces, like I spoke about singles game, it can either be a war of attrition or just an all-out slogfest where they're just,
yeah,
whacking balls off left, right and centre, and this type of green you cannot have a slogfest because you'll just lose your weight instantly.
Yep.
So I'll just be trying to draw each other off.
Bit of sting in that sun too.
Yep. Someone's going to get me some Factor 50 or I'll be nowhere in about an hour. Brandon, we just presented the Vic medal. Good question, actually, mate. He was exceptionally close. Exceptionally close. He's definitely in second place. Could end up in joint second place, depending on the outcome of this event. But the winner of the Vic medal, which is sponsored by Kooringal Bowls Club, for this year was Alison Hall from the MCC Bowls Club. She won the women's pairs and women's triples, and her deciding factor was she reached the last 16 in the women's singles, so that got her to 22 points. Mark Ryan, just winning 2 events, gets him to 20 points. He won the men's triples that were just on, and the mixed pairs with Stacey Collier. And the other one that can arrive on 20 points with him is Bye-Norris if he gets the win here. He's scored in 3 events. He was last 16 in the men's triples, semi-finalist in the mixed pairs, and obviously a finalist at the very least in this one. Yeah, afternoon, Brendan, and yeah, good reminder, we are back streaming. There's no room for a break here from Sunday 1 p.m. at Deer Park against Bundora, an absolute cracker. The rink draw will be out at 9 a.m. in the morning. I've done it, I've seen it, you're going to be excited.
I said in the last stream, Jimmy, you'd love to see like a Ryan Bester v 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 or a matchup like that. Would be ideal.
Yeah, be one to Tim. Yeah, correct. You can pick them all. They've got all the fly-ins are in for both sides as well as the incredible Victorian talent they've got on display. So it should be a cracker.
Well, I was just going to say, if we don't see that, can we see Aaron Tees v Ryan Bester or Aaron Sheriff v 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵? I mean, you could pick anyone you like, really, couldn't
Mark
you?
Casey, Nathan Bush, Dean O'Neill, Benny Hubbard, just absolute jets left, right and centre. Of course, both teams losing recent games as well. Deer Park against Fitzroy.
It's been an interesting Metro Premier season this year.
Yep. Not going to go early, but Melbourne are looking good.
We'll see.
Now some Muppets back playing pennant for them. I think they're even
Yeah, they're in trouble now.
even stronger in the lower sides.
Melbourne haven't won any Premier Division finals in years, have they?
Oh, Jay headbutts the jack. Good start there. Stop giving my secrets away. Jane, please.
Good to see Jane back playing, actually.
Yeah, she was part of the support crew for Nicole Shortis in the events she went deep in. Obviously, runner-up in the mixed pairs and give it a good crack in the women's triples also. Tim trying to get down to this bowl of Jays.
Punches it through.
Plays it real well.
Draws some warm applause from the crowd.
It's definitely a pro Tim Cromie crowd here. The man from Benalla, as Jay goes after this one, Tone. Close your eyes, mate.
Oh dear. Jay apologises to Tim.
Yeah, of course he...
It can happen whenever people playing with weight. Ethan Fruand in the chat saying good luck, Tim. Missed Ethan this year.
Yeah, saw his mum runner up in the triples.
Yeah, she had a good go.
Tim just under there.
Joe Bye-Norris with a big opportunity to add one more.
Yeah, obviously got a ultimate result on that last shot. Not what he was meaning to do, but you've got to try and then capitalise on that.
Looks pretty good to me. I think we can chalk that one in.
Correct.
As 3.
Yep. Jay taking the early lead here, 9-3. Afternoon, D-Mac. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Enjoying this cracker of a final to get everyone ready for a Friday evening. Now you can see that ball not turning an insane amount. There's just a bit of wind across the green, so it's sort of fighting the wind as it was turning back in. That's why you get a lot of hoop on the other hand. Tim needs this to hurry. Clear road for Jay's good. Gets it. Good shot.
Yep, just on jack high.
Two seconds now for Tim as he sits that back one.
Bye-Norris gets one in.
Yes, Terry. Last game of this 2022 Henselite Vic Open. Could have had a better way to finish. As Tim goes on the wider hand. Just under and a little bit short. Just getting in for 3 there. So work to do for Tim now, otherwise he's going to be 9 shots behind. On a better track tone. Oh, Tim Cromie. Draws the shot. 4-shot swing there. That's a massive bowl by him. 12-3 down, you really facing an uphill task.
Bit of an uphill task to see where to type in the scores in the glare from this sun, but talk about first world problems. Tim going almost T to T here.
This will be interesting.
Felicity down in Gippsland Slightly different seasons down there, so just much kinder weather in March. Should be absolutely spot on, in fact. Thank you to the Big Easy. Good to see you on the live stream the other day too. Nathan Bush saying good shot, Timmy. Good luck to both lads. Just a touch through.
Yeah, these quick grains, and you go this longer length, more room for it to be affected by wind as well. It's tough going if you're not consistent or very sure in what you're doing. Someone like me would be nowhere T to T on this green.
Yeah, we saw that the other day firsthand, Jimmy. I'd
be scratching my head.
Super sub.
I'd be scratching my head trying to work out what I was doing.
Look at that track here from Tim Cromie.
Where far does the jack go? If he sits down, he'll go close. He's tilting, but not quite falling that bowl. I'm tipping he's down, but Johnny Roberts will confirm. Oh, no.
There you go. That's surprising from this angle.
That's what's great to have obviously you need a marker for singles, but we've been having the paddlers for the finals. It's good because it's very tough to see if you're not right over the head. Jay's going to play with some weight tone.
Yep.
I suppose the only positive is you can definitely see it more. Tim's asking to see what the relation of Jay's bowls into the jack.
Bowl behind jack high.
And as soon as he hears the word bowl behind tone, he'll try and sit that bowl now.
Yep, 100%.
Old mate booking his hair appointment next door, just coming over the mark, so it's alright. We can hear him.
Such is the perils. Being a Hollywood star.
So Jay's only got one bowl left on the green, so his inclination to drive, he's just pulled right back. He's going to do what Tim did earlier, which is pretty sensible in my opinion. Just come down and survey the head, and with only one bowl on a green, you cannot be aggressive. So, or unless you're very brave.
I was going to say, if you're getting the fact that it's Bye-Norris and he's got every shot in the book.
True.
And he can do things that most people can't even dream of. Sitting out Tim's bowl is worth a couple if he doesn't go full-blooded weight.
He can't go full-blooded weight. He cannot. I'd be astounded to see him do that. But I've been wrong once this week, so let's see. Sportsmanship between him and Tim. Just hands him his bowl.
Yeah, Jay did that for Tim earlier, so good bit of respect and sportsmanship between those two players.
On the forehand. Hasn't gone full weight. Trying to draw him off. Move the jack. Oh, the roar is good. Inside's real good.
Wow.
Oh, sensational.
Incredible.
Made a couple as well.
Takes me about 30 seconds to find the pointer in this glare. Finally get the score in. JY first to double figures.
Yeah, it's 1 mini battle in singles. Just try and take it in blocks of 5. Try and get to 10. Try and get to 5 first. Try and get to 10 first. Try and get to 15, and then try and get the hell out of there before they do.
Maybe that's what I did wrong the other day. Didn't break it down into chunks of 5.
Yours would be slightly smaller
Chunks of
down.
one.
Chunks of
Chunks
ones
of one.
are fine.
Just pebbles.
Yeah. You
Well,
just
gotta
worry
start
about getting,
somewhere, Jimmy.
You just get to 1, and then you battle your way to 2, and then anything after that's a bonus.
Got to say, it was a bit of a relief the other day to get the first score on the board.
Oh, Mitch, we need people like you coming up these events. Me and cannon fodder, mate. It's what makes it. I'm sure you will, buddy. It's I've said this a few times on the rare moments I've been on commentary this week. To get deep in a Vic Open event is some feat, because there are sensational players everywhere. You can end up in a section of state players, former champions. There's gun players hiding around every corner. So you go deep like these 12 in these men's singles, you know you've had a real good few days of bowls.
Well, you just run into very good players who have no aura, no anything,
True.
no previous record. And within their own clubs, everyone knows, you know, he or she's a very good bowler. You might not have never heard of them. They come out here and do some very good things.
Tim needs to land something, not going to. Yeah, you say that. I spoke to Benny Winther and Blake Nairn the other day, and they came across 2 blokes they'd probably never seen in their lives, playing with bowling arms, probably twice both of their ages. And in their mind, as young bucks, they'd be going, oh, we'll get these old boys. And they got completely played off the park, they said. They said they got absolutely pummeled, is the way that Benny Winther described it.
Yep.
So no game are given at these Vic Opens.
Somebody put in the comments the other day they can't believe Alex Marshall got knocked out early. And
Yeah, well, there you go.
when you come here and see the quality of some of the players that you may or may not know.
But that's a prime example. So his first knockout game, he's running to Jared Davies and 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 in the men's pairs, former state title winners at that discipline in Victoria in the past, like absolute up-and-comers, like amazing players. Knocked over Aaron Sheriff and Sean Ingham not long ago in the Moama Prestige pairs. That's your first knockout game. You don't get it easy, does it?
Nope.
Jay holding all 4 air tones. So this is we saw a couple of ends ago down this way. He was 3 down, Tim, and he drew the absolute. He's got some work to do.
Yeah, he needs to at least get amongst it, and a trail on the jack is the premium.
Can he get inside this of Jay's? He can. Timmy Cromie.
Did this before.
Wowee.
3 down to 1 up. That time 4 down to 1 up. Jay gives him a bit of a smile and says, great shot.
Hey Mel, we had a quick mention of being on the grass. I don't think you can please anyone with this. We playing 17 seconds grass outside. I get moaned at if we play anything on indoor synthetics, and then we just sort of chose the best green for the situation. We think we had a chat with all the players, as we always do, get feedback throughout the days, and these grass greens are playing so well. We just made the call to come out here. We had a few days indoor when the weather was no good. It wasn't really rain the one day, but we had a fair bit of wind, which is no fun for anyone, especially you guys at home listening through the wind in the marks. It's terrible noise. So then we came back out the grass because the last 2 days have been mid-20s. I feel this is where the difference is in this game so far, is Tim can't quite nail his first bowl. He's played 2 huge bowls coming in this direction when he's been 3 and 4 down to grab shot. He just can't quite then sustain that, like keep up sustained pressure. And singles, if you can get your first bowl in, it really causes issues for your opponent. Gets them chasing early, gets them mentally a bit tired of always looking at a bowl close to the jack.
Got it pretty well with his second though, Jimmy.
Jay, get down from here. Good effort. Tim just cutting on that one. And when the greens are like this, one lapse of concentration in your delivery and your ball can be nowhere near it. Because you just miss your line, come out, your ball comes out the wrong angle. Jay going on the other side this time. Just not having the pace. Henselite XGs, Darren. That's Tim. Optima's arrows for Jay. Oh, it's probably a good miss in the end for Tim. Didn't want to get any more of that jack and would have screwed backwards almost to Jay's bowl. Still holding one.
It's probably the loosest end we've seen from Jay Bye-Norris.
Yeah, is anyone down? Whereas Tim has a loose end and he's got to try and fight back 3 and 4 down. Thanks, Matty. Appreciate it. It's been a fun week. Been full on, but it's been fun. As they always are. Tim will string a couple of ends together for the first time, I'm pretty sure, but I can't see the screen because of the glare.
It's 11-6 in favour of Jay Bye-Norris.
Is that going to turn away a little bit? Good pace. Just feeling if you can improve that first bowl by, rather than being a couple of feet to the side there, it's only a foot away. He'll start to pick up more numbers, will Tim?
Changing hands now.
Yeah, early change. They've tended to back themselves to draw round bowls in front of the head so far, and then only change under this forehand in this direction real late. Tim going the change earlier in this end.
Got his line right, just 3 foot short.
Change just pulling out his delivery there. It's a good skill to have that. Not feeling something right in delivering, being able to pull up. Sometimes you just sort of follow through and then the ball comes out different and ends up not where you want it to be, but stopped himself this time, Jay.
It's well played.
Great ball by Jay. That's a comment so far, that Lee. Come on, Kobe's dad. Said it earlier, his kids are that good, you forget how good the old man can be. Next few ends crucial in this. Jay can pick up a couple of 2s or a 3. His lead's going to be pretty significant, but if Timmy can do the same, he'll be right back level.
The worry for Tim is he's had a couple of ends where he's been down significant numbers and he's been good enough to draw out of trouble.
Yeah, you can't always...
Can he keep doing that?
It's a bit wayward this end on that last bowl.
𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 holding one has a chance to add.
And knowing Jay, like I know Jay, I've watched quite a few games of his in different events, different formats. He's exceptionally consistent and he has a high ability to add. He adds a lot when he has a free chance at adding. You see him skipping rinks, whether it's triples or 4s in pennant. He does add there. I was talking about this with Gussie the other night, actually. A skip that can add when required and add when the opportunity presents itself is worth its weight in gold, because it really stacks the pressure on the opposition. Trying to work out some examples of players that do that. The one he gave was like Nathan Wilson, something like that. Has a real good ability to do that.
He was talking about that in the last stream, so he reckons it's probably worth 6 or 7 shots each game that Nathan Wilson has the ability to add when they're even in front. Just getting that extra shot.
Turning your 1s into the 2s, and Jay's got a wasp all over him out.
There's a bit of a giggle. (13-6) Jimmy in this first 21 match. This is, of course, the Henselite Victorian Open men's singles final.
Great start.
𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 from Deer Park Bowls Club up against Tim Cromie from 𝘗𝘗𝘤𝘮𝘐, who incidentally plays on a permit at Deer Park as well, so a very strong and successful club, Deer Park.
Of course,
taking out the inaugural VBL this year.
Yeah, they sure did. Terrific team performance, and Tim, good stuff. Of course, we're there on Sunday, Deer Park v Bye-Norris Metro Premier League, which resumes this week. Obviously no streaming tonight because I've got a date with the pub, I think, at some point. Just
for a soda water?
Yeah, correct.
Of course. But a nice counter meal?
I have a date with an early night to bed, to be honest. That's...
There's a good comment, a lovely bowl by J-Boy. We're all looking forward to eating a meal with a knife and fork.
On a plate.
Yep. Spent some long days here.
Yeah, so Friday night moving to Sunday this week. And I tell you what's great with the live stream in the Metro Premier is that we've had a stack of players from South Australia over here, and they're all supporters of it. They said they really look forward to the Friday nights. They know when it is. They have that in their mind, so it's been good.
I tell you, there's nothing better when I do have a Friday night to myself, or just casting my phone to the big screen at home.
Yeah.
And sitting there and catching up on a bit of work while keeping an eye on the bowls.
And getting the other A-grade commentary out from Chrissy Ball.
Yeah, Chris Ball is absolutely terrific at it. He has an excellent knowledge of all the players, Chris Ball, and an excellent knowledge of the game, having played the highest levels for many years and with just about everyone who's playing Metropolitan Premier Division.
Where's Tim gone here? Just short. I don't know if he cuts one out either. I don't think he does, but we'll see from Johnny Roberts pretty soon. Yeah, still the 2 to J-Bite. I think you Meredith. Thanks for supporting. Oh, Jay trying to get to his own bowl to the left, just in front of the head, and just beat it or improve it. Just misses around the side. I do not disagree with you, Ben.
Tim's just going to whiz on past, so no change there. That'll be 2 more to 𝘗𝘩𝘁𝘗𝘠𝘗𝘠.
15-6. Pretty sizable lead.
We would have loved to have had Chris Ball up here for the Vic Open, but unfortunately,
A family man.
family man and otherwise employed, couldn't quite find the time to get up here this year, but we'll look to entice him next time around. Certainly are very thankful of what he does for us in Metro Premier Division streaming. So 𝘗𝘩𝘁𝘗𝘠𝘗 measured, and it was in fact 3, so...
Jimmy Roberts got it wrong. Wow, doesn't happen often. So 16-6, he gets the extra shot. Eagle-eyed, getting his measure on it.
We saw 𝘗𝘩𝘁𝘗𝘠 use that eagle eye the other night in the match against Alex Marshall and Cass Millerick.
Yep.
Elected not to play his last bowl because he was pretty confident that it was shot. Umpire came out, took a long time to decide. It was obviously very close, but 𝘗𝘩𝘁 was spot on.
16-6, it's pretty commanding. Tim has to win this end now, otherwise Jay will move to within a 1-4 score of checking out in this singles game. At the very least.
𝘗𝘩𝘁𝘗𝘠 right on the centre line. Maybe 18 inches behind the jack. Talked earlier, Jimmy, about putting pressure on with the lead's first bowl, with the first bowl in a singles match.
I wouldn't pigeonhole Chris into a new ringside Clive. I reckon he's his own.
Lovely response from Tim Cromie.
There you go. Some fun we can have in the comments. Let's give a nickname for Chrissy Ball as a commentator.
I like it. And not ringside Chris.
No, because we get 0 points for that.
Yeah.
He, of course, was the bowl show we did last year. He was the between ends. He
did. He named that.
Yeah,
didn't
he named it. He was the winner of that competition.
There was some conjecture in the end, wasn't?
He reckon. Well, Nelson reckons he told Chris.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah. I do like that name for the show, though. Between ends.
We'll roll it back on pretty soon. We're probably due one after Christmas. We've moved to more a quarterly production rather than the weekly, and going in the full studio stuff. So we'll probably do one early January, I'd imagine. Sort of probably a bit of a recap on what's happened so far in the season. Pretty much the halfway point, and what'll be coming as we move towards the end of a bowl season in the new year and into event season from that sort of March through to May time.
𝘗𝘩𝘁𝘗𝘗 calling to get down, just not quite. Did not miss by much. So what is the name we can come up for commentator Chris Ball? PG rated only, obviously.
Tim, he's probably lucky he didn't stun the jack almost there and pop it out, because it's a very good one he's holding.
Yeah, well, that'll be the option for 𝘗𝘩𝘁𝘗𝘗 now, won't it? See if he can get back to Tim's bowl, and a little touch on the jack would be okay too.
Jay a bit more positive at this. It's an incredibly Hard shot.
Going to come back.
Incredibly hard shot.
A good effort.
Cracking effort.
Tim Cromie holding one. Aiming to add one more.
Won't do it with that one.
Nope. $16-7, Jimmy. Classic Chris. Crystal ball. I like it.
Ditch side disco.
Ditch side disco, yeah, I like that.
He's just texted me as well going, thanks for that, Jim.
Well, he did have a bit of a giggle at Sarah Rogers' comments, so ditch side disco.
Oh, that's in. I think he's getting close to being locked in for that.
I think so. It's the clubhouse leader.
Oh, we've seen this tactic from Jay before in a singles game, eh?
Yep.
Oh.
I asked him about this the other day.
Well, Tony is a mere mortal, said to Jay in the office. I noticed against Maddie Flapper, he drew one pretty close with his first, and you went at it. And what explanation did he give you, Tony?
So he said he thinks he's going to hit it, and that was the difference between him and I, because I think I'm going to miss it when I play. And he said, I'm always drawing with my last bowl, but I feel I've got 3 chances to hit it. And that
to give myself more room to draw in, because he moves the bowl, to go in with the jack and improve his situation, or to move the jack and make it a different head, which makes it more difficult for him also, was his reason.
And in the end, what I was talking about with Matty Flapper, he hit it with his third shot at it, and then it just became a 1-bowl draw-off, so limits him going down numbers.
Tim did the smart thing and got just one behind, which changes Jay's mindset.
Yep. Whereas most players will just tend to build their head. And
Oh, he doesn't want to catch Jay's. Doesn't. Proves his own. I feel he'll go back on the run again here. Didn't turn a lot for him. Just a bit of a finicky one.
well played, Tim Cromie. Gets another one in.
It's a very good looking head for Tim Cromie now. See Jay just resetting himself. He's going to drive at this, try and smash a few of the shot balls out.
Oh, just a touch narrow.
I'm going to whisper it quietly because he's walking past the booth, but he probably got more turn out of that drive than he got out of his slightly overweight bowl. It's a big moment in the game, that gets Tim Cromie to double figures. It's his first real big pickup, Tim.
Yep, 2 ends in a row, and moves him on to double figures. 16-10 in favour of Joe Bye-Norris. So ditch side disco looks to be the one. Lovely opening bowl. Making it look easy now, Tim Cromie.
Yeah, he's real into his work now, hey? He's
Yep.
just real settled in. Jay, incredibly close. It's a good second.
Sarah Rogers saying she'd order some shirts with Ditchside Disco.
Yeah, get his mug on one of the shirts like that happy bowler guy.
Well, Gary Kroll coming up with a good point though. Will Aaron Wilson sue for some sort of breach of copyright?
Chris will have to play him in a 1 bowl singles 3 end game. Winner
takes the nickname.
Winner takes the name.
Yeah, good idea.
I'll set it up. Yeah, we'll stream it.
I could stream that. Chris can play and commentate.
Still one at Tim. Jay just slightly behind.
Aaron Wilson's got a few nicknames though, so surely he can part with one of them. Again for second shot.
Tim's definitely got the local support here.
Yep.
They're applauding all his good shots.
Having a bit of a purple patch, Tim Cromie.
Yeah.
He's put together a couple of ends in a row, including a 3 on the last. And that's another.
Yeah, another big moment in this game. This momentum shifting. Tim holding 3. Jay coming to have a look. I think he's highly experienced. Jay's been in a lot of finals. He'll recognise that this is a big turning point here.
I'd pay a fair bit of money to try and work out what he's thinking as he walks around the head and looking at all the different shots about what are the possibilities, what can I do, can't I do, and so on.
I think, he's lined up on the other hand to what I was going to say anyway, so I'll let that thought drift out of my mind, but he's just got to get second shot. He can't drop another 3. Well, he can, but he doesn't want to.
Tell you what about just draw it clean, Jimmy?
Wow.
What about just draw it clean, Jay Bye-Norris?
He's phenomenal.
Wow.
That is phenomenal, Tone. And you know what? We've seen them. Maybe it's easier coming in this direction because this is where the big bowls have been played. We've seen Tim Cromie get out of trouble
Bit of a
twice,
pattern of that, yeah.
and Jay get out of trouble there.
We've seen that the last couple of days, Jimmy. I think you're right. Going back towards the clubhouse a little more friendly. And what we've also seen is that's reversed the trend that happened a couple of times. Jay Bye-Norris in trouble, able to get out. You saw previously it was Tim Cromie in trouble and found a way to get out. Vinny McElwain says that was a good lawn bowl.
It's a proper lawn bowl.
It was. Spot on, Vinny. Auditions for commentary. $17-10 now, Jimmy.
So then striking distance is 1 boundary away from checking out here, Jay. Chasing 4 more to win.
Chris Ward says, wow, what a bowl. Jody Marie, great bowl. Kaz Rhodes, wow, what a bowl, Jay. So, good bit of love for that level of bowls.
I was about to say he should come on the forehand and just try and beat the 2 behind at Tim's, but he instantly stood up on the backhand. Great bowl by Tim here. And just straight cold. Sensational.
Yeah, Sarah Rogers saying thinks it's a bit quicker the other direction. Certainly sort of downwind the other way. It goes sort of a cross breeze, a northeasterly, which we're heading north now. So it's on the 45 degree going bottom left of screen as you see it now.
Tim's still in this though, Tone. I mean, I know Jay's only 4 away from winning, but he could have been 16-13 if he had stuck the 3 then. He's still alive and kicking, Tim.
Trey McGrath, a great game so far. Certainly has been.
Doesn't want this to fatten anything. Doesn't. Oh, rip up.
Yep, adds another one.
And
Hits
it's
the target.
hidden away from that front one as well.
See this one coming in the whole way. Just a little feather on the jack and then hides in behind. So well played. Yeah, spot on, Marika. Amazing level of bowls from both players.
Yeah, you singles can, I mentioned it earlier, be a war of draw or a war of whacking heads, and this one is definitely the war of a draw. Jay's close though, Tone. Very close. Oh. He's calling for it to just run, he said. So he just wanted to get a tiny bit more speed to pass that front bowl that he hit. Tim's holding 3 here, Tone. Drawing for 4.
Well, that one is certainly in the count. So 3 are definitely there.
It's about as safe
Make
as
sure the 4 is there.
We have a proper game on our hands here.
We certainly do.
It's the 4. Wow. So just imagine if Jay didn't play that absolute belter last end. Be close to going in front with Tim. Massive pickup for Tim Cromie.
17-14 in favour of Jay Bye-Norris.
And this is where it starts to get fun. When one can check out, see, Tim's got to be careful he doesn't draw, like doesn't miss all his draw balls. He gets one in the head at least. Jay calling the tape on this one, which can be one or two things. He either genuinely thinks it's under the 21 metre, or he goes, I just want to have a little bit of a rest here, and I just want to break up the momentum that Tim's got.
I reckon that's in by a little bit, but...
Yeah, it's in by about a metre.
21 metres here, it's fine.
Yeah, 22. Oh, about 22 metres, so he wasn't a million miles away.
Yep.
Johnny Roberts, as always. Thank you, umpire. Right, we are in for a cracking finish here. I don't reckon this has got more than 5 ends left. I think someone's going to go big. Tim leads well. What a way to finish this 2022 Henselite Vic Open. Seeing some magic balls played the last 7 days. Jay goes it, gets it. Spoke about that tactic a couple of ends ago.
Yep.
He plays singles, Jay. He, if his opponent puts a bowl on, he'll go it because he's got a few bowls to back himself to draw, and give himself more of an option, more options, and more
Also
space to draw. Gets
in the head of the opponent. They start to think, well, I put it on and he just drives it off.
Tim Cromie just puts it on again, mate.
There is no
and that's a lot. That's a lot closer and a better light. Jay will go it again, I think. He does.
Yep.
Has he gone this time? He's got it again. Jack though. Jack's out of bounds, which will be a respot. respot in this Vic Open. The rules carry on from start to finish. Obviously, we try and get a lot of games played in a short period of time, so that's why there's a respot. Not saying I agree. We should always have respots. Not saying that's the best. That's what it is in this. That's a conversation for another day. So let's just enjoy this singles game. So Tim holding one, but the calibre of these last few ends will be, you don't think that'll end up being shot. Jay get in front of this one. Oh, he tips into it, cuts one down, and it'll be one to Tim still. One ball to come for each player.
This has been an absolute cracker of a game.
Right, Tim has left a bit of a door open for Joe. It's not an easy draw. Pretty long angle. I could see the way Tim picked up Jay's bowl then for him. He was slightly annoyed with himself that he hasn't improved his position with that last bowl.
Little trail on the jack for Jay Boy is amazing.
Yeah, could make 3 if he gets that.
Yeah, respot in the Oz Open, yes.
Yeah, these type of tournaments are. He's just trying to get through games.
Yep.
Right, Jay.
Does it have the legs?
That's my only question.
Nope.
17-15 now. Tim picks up the one. It's a seesaw end, that one.
Built on the back of Tim Cromie getting his first bowl right on it.
Twice.
No, Jay drove it off, so the second one becomes the first. But
He's unflappable, Tim Cromie, is the way I'm going to describe him. He's just going about his business.
Exactly, very business-like. Jay Bye-Norris again picks up his bowl and hands it to him. Both players being very good.
Yeah, terrific. Good sportsmanship. Obviously, teammates at Deer Park for weekend pennant, and a lot of respect being played between the two of them. Handy start for Tim. Room for Jay though. He draws a shot. Reminder that Jay had a nail biter in his semi-final clash against Brent Rana. 21-20, he took that. It was 20 all last end. Richard, it was we reckon in between about 17 and 18 seconds, the green. Probably tip it more towards the 18 now. His son's been beaten down the last hour and a bit we've been on this game. Shepparton Park Bowls Club is where we are. In the 𝘗𝘩𝘰𝘵 region. Victoria.
The home of the Vic Open for 10 years running.
Yep, 10th edition run this year. And of course you would have seen in the news where the floods were, what, 5-6 weeks ago? So to see a green in 18-second condition after the worst flooding in 100 years is credit to the greenkeepers, really. 1 and a measure, says Johnny Roberts for Jay. This is a big moment here, Tony, because let's say he's holding 2. Johnny Roberts said 1 and a measure. Draws a 3rd in. If Tim misses, there's an opportunity for Jay to win the game with his last bowl. So Jay can get this in. He's going to stack the pressure on Tim.
Does it have the trip?
Doesn't. doesn't capitalise. Tim's too quick. Jay almost went down to have a look, but then sort of realised the back bowls of Tim's were quite far away from his front one being able to count as a game-winning bowl. So we'll just try and draw what he hopes will be a third, could be a second. Ooh, tips his own. So it'll be 1 definite, 2 possibly. No. Are we talking too loud? Is that one? $18.15 now. So it's just the one. More tense round here, isn't it, Tone?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Feel the atmosphere.
Tim just falling a bit short with his first.
Jay draws another in. Bob going early. Don't do that, Bob.
Does swing in from this hand.
I was about to say, this is the turn in hand.
Cuts one out.
Yeah.
Jay asking for it to clear, Tone.
It does. He's now holding 2.
This is where it gets real tetchy for Tim. Because if he misses,
Yeah.
Jay's drawn in to hold game.
The pressure starts to mount even more. Just going to slide on through. $18.15 in the Victorian Open 2022, brought to you by Henselite men's singles.
Jay's holding 2, which will put him on 20. This could make it 21, and Tim only has 1 bowl left to stop them 3 bowls. Getting Jay out of here as the winner.
It's going to need to turn. It's going to need to turn, and it is. Now
Game
it
on.
needs to stop.
Jay's holding game now. Tim with his last bowl. We've seen him be 4 and 3 down in this direction and draw absolute. We've seen Jay do it also.
Yep.
We've seen some pressure bowls played and played well. How's Tim gone here? Has he got the trip tone? Has he got the trip? Can he get
He's
all the way
got
back?
The trip.
Tim Cromie. He stopped Jay winning. He might have drawn shot as well. Johnny Roberts reckons it's 1 to Jay. You can see by the way he's holding his paddles. Jay's measuring. Another big bowl from Tim Cromie though.
Under pressure.
Yep. 1 to Jay. So 19-15 now. Another big bowl by Tim, hey?
Yeah, huge. We are being just a little quieter now. Players down at the end we're closest to.
I got in trouble for talking too loud, so it's never happened to me before.
What about every day in school?
There's another twist in the tail here, or is Jay gonna get the job done, Tone?
Yeah, Tim's been pretty good going this way. I think we'll find it's the next end. This bowl may change my thinking, Jimmy. So tough in singles when your opponent's on 19. Even somebody as unflappable as Tim Cromie can feel the pressure. This is where someone like Bye-Norris can pile on the pressure. It's a very good track, Jimmy. It's a very good track.
It's a very good lawn bowl. When you run 19, you draw second, you don't create a target. Tim's got to draw it cold.
Still has 2 goes at it, but it's got to be in the back of his mind, if I don't do it, the game is over. Much more difficult going away from the clubhouse than direction they're headed now.
So yet again, Tim will be drawing with his last bowl to stop Jay winning. No matter what Jay does now. For Jay, there's no danger of dropping more than a 1, really. So just try and draw another bowl close to improve his situation.
Not going to change with that one. Could this be the last bowl of the Henselite Victorian Open for 2022? It's a pretty good line coming in. It's all on the speed.
A little bit on the narrow side. How much can he hold around Tim Cromie?
I think it's going to disappear.
Johnny Roberts will have a look at the pair of them.
I think when players get down there, they'll realise this is 2 shots.
The fact that Jay's measuring it makes me think it's 1, not 2. Tim shook his head though.
Yep, players shake hands. That is 2 shots to 𝘗𝘩𝘠𝘧𝘗𝑛𝑛𝑐𝑒. He becomes back-to-back champion of the Victorian Open men's singles.
Superb effort by him. That was an absolute cracker of a game. I couldn't think of a better way to finish this 2022 Henselite Vic Open. It's a cherry on top of a very nice cake.
100% spot on, Jimmy. 21-15 will be the score that goes in the record books. 𝘗𝘩𝘠𝘧𝘗𝑛𝑐𝑒 wins back-to-back Victorian Open men's singles crowns in 2019, of course, 2 years off for COVID, and 2022.
Yeah, thanks everyone for the support this week. It's been terrific. Everyone joining on the live streaming. Thanks to everyone at the Shep Park Bowls Club and all the other host club venues that we've had. 22 we've used in total across the week. We've had some busy days, some long nights. Thank Henselite, the naming right partners of this event. All our exhibition partners during this week as well. Family Financial Solutions, Versus Merch, Green Line.
Karingal Bowling Club for their sponsorship of the Vic Medal awarded to Alison Hall, who took out the women's pairs and women's triples title, a round of 16 in the women's singles. She had a stellar event that was presented earlier on today. And Jimmy, congratulations to you and the team and all of the volunteers, whether it's the people who work in catering, behind the bar, greenkeeping, scoreboard attendants, umpires, markers and everything else. It has been a stellar week here for the Victorian Open.
And one big last shout out for Barb Gilbert. She's been terrific in running this event for previous years. She puts teams together left, right and centre. She's saying it's her last one. I'm not convinced as of yet. She's supported amazingly these last few days and in the months leading up. So thank you to you all, and we will see you Sunday 1 p.m. Absolute belter of a Metro Premier League game to come. Deer Park at home to Bundoora. Fly-ins are plenty for both sides. The best of the best playing with the best of the Victorians. Rink draw will be out 9 a.m. tomorrow. Do not forget to get your tips in. There's no Friday night games. You've got a bit more time. You've got until an hour before the first game of the round, so midday tomorrow. I've got to go put my tips in, actually. I've just... Wait,
well, should you even bother? You're that far behind now.
Behind who? I'm joined second.
Damn.
Yeah,
second.
I did the classic this week. I waited until JT tipped and just went same because I'm 2 ahead.
That'd be right. So well done. Thank you very much to SEN and Brad in particular, who's produced each and every one of our streams. Thank you to everybody who's contributed in the comments too. It really does make it far more interesting to be able to have a bit of interaction. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. That is the finale of the Henselite Victorian Open for 2022. See you next year.
The variety and the quality of the Henselite product is what allows me to have the confidence to be at my best on all surfaces.
Anyone thinking about getting a roof, your whole system will change, right down to social bowls and pennant. At a board meeting this week and approved 22 new players. They really have been perfect all the way through this build and they looked after us really well.